Good morning from Glass River Media Studios at Venture X Arlington. I am Jeff Carpenter here on this wonderful morning, and with me is Ronan. Ronan in the corner. How are you doing today, Ronan?
I'm doing pretty good. I don't really have any other notes. I forgot to write down the notes again.
Okay, well we don't need to we don't need to rewrite your morning as if it were a Hollywood script.
Well, maybe that should be part of my morning routine. I just, like, at the very last step, I'm just like, oh, write down the notes of what happened today and how it went.
Yeah, we'll get a script doctor on it.
Yeah.
I know that my first note for your mornings is always too much traffic. Right?
Yes.
Ronan has a much further commute than I do, and it sounds miserable. So I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, because most days it's like an hour each way. And even when there's no traffic, it's about like 36 minutes or so.
I used to commute for
times.
8 years from Springfield to Chevy Chase, Maryland, which, if you're not from this area, what that means is my commute was somewhere between 50 and 100 minutes long. But you never really knew exactly where it would fall in there. So it was kind of a chaotic time in my life, and I live much closer to work now. Nobody would call it a super short commute, but like my commute is reliably like 32 minutes a day, both ways now, which I consider
That's during traffic.
Huge step up. Well, anyway, sorry about the traffic as always. Sometimes I like to find you, jobs further south, but today you're here in the office, and I'm glad you are, because guess what, Ronan?
What?
We have another guest.
Perfect.
If everyone's been watching this week, what is this, Thursday? This is our fourth guest of the week, which I'm super excited about. I would like to introduce Dr. Ellen Fitzenrider, and are you Dr. Ellen or Dr. Fitzenrider? How do we refer to you?
Usually patients say Dr. Ellen.
Dr. Ellen.
That way people don't have to trip over my last name. So hi, Jeff. Hi, Ronan in the corner.
So, well, welcome to our studios. You are our first non-Venture X guest. We have been getting people on the floor because guess what? That's easy. Mm-hmm. But you've come from down the road, not very far, but a couple of blocks away, right?
If it wasn't raining, I could have walked, which is why we love to live here for people who live here in this Arlington footprint.
Yeah. Our guest yesterday, he's in the building, but he walks from home. Okay. So yeah, it's a very walkable community. Tell us about what you do, though. What do you do over there, 3 blocks east of us?
So I've been a chiropractor for 32 years, and just in Arlington for a little bit over 2. And I opened up a chiropractic office. We offer therapeutic massage, acupuncture. Sort of in a Zen Asian decor. We took over a beautiful old house, historic home with wood siding, and recently, and it's just been amazing. It's a perfect spot for us.
So this is from Arlington through Falls Church. I've seen a lot of old homes turned into businesses. I used to work in one during my college years. My summer job was in a little house in Falls Church. It's kind of cool. So this actually was a home at some point, right?
It was.
I always think that's very, very neat. I love going in businesses and being like, what did this used to be? Can you tell? Is it like this was the living room, this is the bedroom, or has it been kind of reconfigured?
A little bit, but just going up and down the stairs, I often think about, some family members and kids once upon a time were running up and down the steps, and and where the bedrooms are. So yeah, it's it fits our business perfectly.
So what's the it's no longer a home. What's the vibe when you come in? What have you set up there? We've gone for the cool kind of space. I don't know what this is. This is kind of like sci-fi. I bet yours is a little different. What's your business like?
So what makes my office unique is that it's not super clinical like a lot of doctors' offices can be. You walk in and there's a Buddha. You see the stairway, and there's sort of a mandala that's facing the front door. We have live plants. Anyway, it's a very different kind of vibe. So
did you come in there with like a vision in place, or has it evolved over time? Like how difficult was it to create this space?
This is my second office that I've owned, that's sort of created in this way. The other one was purple, so we're going more with a really bright, wonderful blue with this one. So, but yes, it's just sometimes I would just sit in a room and envision just sort of what came to me and what I want to do with the walls and the spaces, and it just kind of grew organically.
And I'm assuming if it's working, like your clients appreciate it. Like who's your clientele? Kind of what's your range? Like who comes to you?
Oh gosh, so I think my oldest, the peak age is 93 years old, and then I have some teenagers come, and then everybody in between, families. Most of my patients either walk to the office or they could if they wanted to. So it's in a high density area. It's near the Scalia Law School and George Mason University, the grad school. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of condos and apartments there. So the footprint attracts people. I mean, I live there. I walk 4 blocks to work.
Oh, nice.
And
nice.
so we live here because we like to walk to the places that we frequent, whether we shop or our healthcare provider or nails or hair or whatever that is. And when I first was looking to expand into a spot, my real estate brokers kept saying, we have this great spot in Falls Church. We have this great spot in Bailey's Crossroads. And I'm like, no, I live here. My patients live here. This is my zip code. And I would just was really firm about serving my people.
For our internet viewers, Arlington's kind of a more urban, high-rise kind of area, and what she's just described is surrounding this is Falls Church is kind of more of a strip mall and suburbia kind of area. And yeah, you're right. If I was looking for a chiropractor, I would kind of assume like a strip mall's where I'm going to look. I would not have assumed one was this close to us. So you just kind of saw there's a need here. Yep. And you wanted to be in the middle of it.
If you build it, they will come.
Yeah. No, and I mean, it's a similar way. We came from a strip mall world. We were, an office park. We used to be behind a Home Depot, our old space. So we were like in a warehouse behind a Home Depot. And, it was cool and all, but it was very industrial. And now we're up here in Venture X, and we're here because we partnered with Venture X. This is not the kind of area that is easy to run a independent, non-chain business in, and we're doing it by having a partner, and it's a wonderful partner that allows us to work in this area. You're kind of going it alone though, right? Like you found a spot and you're making it work.
Yes, and it's a wonderful place to live and own a business. It's an expensive place to live and own a business, and I think it's great that businesses like Venture X have popped up to fill this void for either people to get started and get off the ground, or just have a space where they don't have to worry about a lot of the extra building things to worry about. So, it's a lot.
I'm getting a little bit of a skewed perspective because we ask people to come on the show. We're mostly getting entrepreneurs because they're the ones who can see the offer and just decide to do it. If someone's part of a bigger organization, it's a little harder to make a decision like that on your own. So I'm seeing all the wonderful, people who are doing things on their own in Arlington, which I think is awesome, but it's not necessarily the norm. But yeah, I think it's awesome. What's something you said you've done multiple businesses like this, multiple locations. So at this point, was it kind of a breeze? Did you just move on in and do everything like before, or were there challenges here that were unique?
Oh my goodness. So, this is my third office that I've started from scratch and built, and the previous ones I sold and moved somewhere else and did that again. And it's always hard. It's there's always a lot of moving pieces and regulations and licenses and inspections and then marketing, and then do you have money in the bank and paying for things. So that was similar, but again, it's expensive here. So there's always leaps of faith that go along with that, and grit and supportive community. I'm very active in the Arlington Chamber of Commerce. And the Arlington Chamber businesses are very supportive of other businesses, and there's a lot of moving pieces, and you just got to keep going.
Yeah, we in fact met you at a Chamber of Commerce event.
We did.
That was taking place out in the lobby here. So that I need to get back to that. It's a very cool organization, and I looked into it, and then I've been busy, but it seems I'm meeting people through it, so I need to get back involved in that.
Absolutely.
So that's very cool from a business owner's perspective. Tell me a little bit about being a chiropractor. I will tell you that as a typical American male, I'm not interested in healthcare or having people treat me or anything that would better myself. So to me, this is a little bit of a foreign concept. I had knee surgery once, and I had to do physical therapy, but like. What beyond that? What is who should come to you beyond people who have injured a knee? Because past that, I don't really have an idea.
Sure. You don't necessarily have to have a major crisis, a traumatic injury, a car accident. Often, actually, I did a presentation for the Chamber of Commerce about just overall wellness and enhancing care of your body, and that there's often a crisis precipitates a visit to my office, but a lot of us live in what I call quote unquote manageable discomfort.
That's a great phrase.
Yes. It's like, well, I've got these headaches. They're not that bad. And you take Advil or whatever the thing is, or this, my back does this, or this body part does that. And it's like, well, it's not that bad. And you just live like that. And chiropractors, we're health nuts. Most of us are health nuts. And I was sort of raised that way, which helps. But in my book there's no reason why you can't have a fitness routine, what you consume and feed your body with routine, and how you care for your body, not through crisis management, but through proactive work. Like you get massage, and I have a very manual therapy type of care that helps stretch you out and line you up, improve your posture. I give ergonomic training, like, this is how your workstation should be set up. How's your mattress? What's your chair like? And because there's optimal, like, there's no reason why you shouldn't feel great all of the time if you're doing all of those pieces, instead of settling for living in manageable discomfort. Because if that's where you live and there's nothing that you change, is it okay with you that you're going to be living manageable discomfort for the rest of your life? If you're good with that, great. If not,
maybe not.
Something's got to change.
Yeah, Ronan, put your camera up for a second here.
My camera, okay.
Yeah, let's here. Take a look at Ronan. Well, you see Ronan on every monitor. All right,
there we go.
Yeah. Push button 4 there. I only like showing us up. All right, Ronan loves doing the standing desk thing. Is that advisable? What's your professional opinion here?
Okay, so one of the problems with desk work is we will sit down at a desk and you've got your monitor, you've got your mouse. You could literally sit there for 8 hours and not move.
Yeah.
And your spine is rigid. Your monitor might be low. It's important for your monitor to be at eye level. You want to have your head over your spine, a curve in your neck. You want to sit in, like right now, I'm not sitting back against the back of my chair.
Yeah.
I'm sitting kind of with my back arched, my shoulders back, and this is how I sit at the computer at my office when I'm doing my notes. I also have been doing yoga since 1994, and I have my fitness routine to keep me feeling good and being strong, because being a chiropractor is a very physical thing. So back to the standing desk is, if you vary your routine, where sometimes you're sitting, sometimes you're standing, that's good, because you're not sitting in you're not holding your body in one static position for extended periods of time, because then you have muscle memory kick in and everything just kind of wants to stay that way. And
so
you stand
variety.
up. Exactly. So you stand up at the end of the day and you're like, oh my gosh, and you're pushing your back because it's just rigid. Remote work, boy, now people's commute went from the refrigerator to the dining room table. And there were some days for a couple of years there that some people probably didn't get more than 300 steps in for the day. That is bad. In fact, I wrote a blog article for the Chamber that I shared with you about remote work and how that's having repercussions for our bodies. But not only did we shorten our commute, but you stopped going downstairs. You stopped opening doors. You stopped, just all the general mobility that we have in our life. I'm sorry, I could talk about this all day long.
I can tell you're excited. I would say what you're making me think of is when I got my Apple Watch, the biggest insight I have was the standing. It wasn't the sleep or the exercise, or the thing tells me every hour, it's like, you haven't stood up for a while. And like, that was the thing that I got the most from it, was like, okay, I need to stand up more. So just right off the bat there, I'm just at my desk all day.
Yeah. So your Apple Watch will also tell you about your walking symmetry.
Interesting.
And it's tracking that. Even if you don't know the settings there, it's been doing that. So you can go through your history. If you have a pelvis or hip imbalance that may be because of functional things that you're doing or an old injury, if you have a walking asymmetry of greater than 2%, you've got something going on in your pelvis and lower back that could benefit from chiropractic care.
What's that?
I'm just saying that.
Asymmetry. Asymmetry.
So,
I'll Google that one when we get off.
Yes, it's a subsetting of the steps.
Okay, well, it's been recording my whole life, and it knows where I go and
exactly.
how I walk.
So.
Didn't know it knew how I walked. So here, Ronan, sit back down. You need variety.
Yes.
We're gonna put him back down.
Stretch, arms up, over your head. Do things that defy gravity.
No, he's good. He loves the standing desk, and he's changing all the time. So I'm the one that needs to be told to stand up by a watch. Ronan's doing just fine. Speaking of Ronan, he usually has a little article that he shows us.
Okay.
So if you want to take a look,
Yep.
find out what he has for us today.
Hopefully it's kind of a funny one.
A service dog gets his own college diploma, winning huge cheers.
I heard about that.
Okay, so you're ahead of me. Justin, a special doggy diploma this week to the delight of the fellow graduates. Okay, so this dog took all the classes because it's a service dog. That's the. I haven't seen this dog. I have seen because of COVID. I saw some at-home cats getting mention for doing college degrees. But this dog probably had to go to class. So you know what? That's one step up.
And then here is...
Oh, yeah, you said you had some video for us.
Yep.
Let's see this dog. Wow. All right, there's a good dog.
That's adorable.
All right, this is what social media was made for, is dogs getting degrees.
I wonder if they had to practice that or if they made it beef scented.
Well, yeah, they must have done something. I mean, the dog seemed a little bit unsure, but no, they must have put a smell in there. I don't know. I guess it's a very trained dog. I'm assuming it knows,
That's true.
Give me something, I carry it. But that's awesome. No, I have 3 cats, and none of them are capable of earning an honorary degree. They would not. Well, I don't know. They would sleep through all the classes. Does that count as? I don't think if you sleep through it, it doesn't count.
It's a napping degree.
Yeah,
napping degree. Yeah.
No, they all have advanced degrees in napping. No, this dog is extra special. We have Kirk, our other business partner, who is not part of the show, has a failed bomb dog or a drug sniffing dog. They train dogs to be like police dogs, and they fail when they're too friendly. Like they want to play too much and they want to be friendly. So she's a very well-trained dog, but after about half an hour of work, she wants to play with kids, which makes her an awesome pet.
Nice.
But yeah, we see Jones occasionally, and she's like the best behaved dog in the world because she went through like intense academy training. So yeah, I guess we do know a dog capable of this. This is now but see, Jones doesn't have an honorary degree.
She does not.
So yeah, this dog wins.
I do occasionally bring my dog to the office. So I have a 15-and-a-half-year-old boy named Marley, and he's mama's boy. So I bring him in so that way he can spend some more time with me.
Well, he probably knows all about your business too. Then
Yes.
nobody's ever asked him. I bet he could do everything you do at this point. Well, I want to thank you very much for coming in. We are always delighted to see new people here. And so for anyone watching, we're in Arlington, Virginia. If you are a person in Arlington, Virginia, who just wants to talk about themselves, we love having guests. And so come on in. I mean, here's the part for your testimonial. Did you enjoy this experience?
Absolutely. It's a beautiful studio. And we had a little conversation before, very comfortable. And
A+ experience. Could be you too. Go to glassrivermedia.com and make there's a submission form and just say, hey, I'd like to be on your show. Completely free. We did not charge her a thing except her time. And so if you're watching this, that's how it works. We get on the internet, we chat a little bit, and people see it. So I want to thank you for being here. Please stop by anytime. I know we've seen you at some chamber events.
Vice versa.
And we will probably see you at another one soon.
Okay.
So thank you so much for joining us, and we will see everyone tomorrow.
sounds good.
Bye.
Bye.